Hey everyone, Josh here. Hanging out on a Wednesday afternoon, waiting for people to join in. I do these live streams like with no notice. I just kind of do them whenever I have some time to do it. It's probably really annoying for anyone that wants to watch it live because there's no advance notice, but that's that's what I got to offer folks. Messing around here. I talked about this in my Batman review. I'm gonna cut the little ends off of this here and make it just a straight up little Tim Burton looking grapple look, so I can put it on his belt. I'll do that here eventually. How's everyone doing today? Feel free to say what's up if you're hanging out. Just spend some time putting this shelf together here with some of these new 3 Jokers and Gotham Knights, Nightwings up there. Trying to get a little Bat family pose going on. I kind of need to maybe spend a little bit more time on it. Not perfect. It's not exactly how I want it. I'm kind of very particular about getting everybody posed just right. And I think it's done, and I walk away and come back in like 2 minutes, and I'm like messing with it again. Actually, I could probably just get this Batman out, right? Three Jokers one, I put them on the year 2 base. It's a pretty decent pose. It's not exactly what I want. I've got them holding one of these other launchers that I had. It didn't have the big shooty outy grapnel thing. It had a little bit of a bat shaped thing on the end, and I cut it off. But I left the handle on. I still don't love the handle. It feels kind of like an afterthought. It's just to match the rest of it. Anybody else mess with this Batman yet? I really like it. This is kind of going to be my new main Batman. Not my favorite head, and I probably would have rather had the undies painted. But everything else is dope. The Tim Burton belt, the black and yellow insignia. The idea is that I want to put this on his belt like Michael Keaton style. I'm going to cut these things off, little extra pieces that make it just not that kind of deech that I want. This base is really dope. Had a heck of a time getting the year 2, getting it to be in the right way with the post in here where it's supposed to be, and getting his feet on it in a way that looked like naturalistic or would even keep his feet on the pegs. It was pretty tough, and I was so frustrated, and you're banging around this figure that was $50, so you don't really want to like manhandle too rough, and you're trying to push his feet down, and this cape's pushing him around. I'll just grab it. Hang on, give me 2 seconds. I'll grab it. This thing. First of all, the way that this curved piece is supposed to go, if you watch my review, you saw me wrestle with this forever. The way this curved piece is supposed to peg up in there, there's no way it's going to happen. It doesn't work right. And then when you plug this long post into this, it pulls it way over to pulls it way over. So the figure in there, combine that with this weird back piece that's supposed to, I think, hang off the edge and be supported by whatever surface you're putting it on. Like it wants to just like curve around. Add the figure to that that's like working against it, and it's not a pleasant experience at all to put this together. And I ended up, I got a second one of these because the first one, the arm broke, and I was able to glue it, but it still just like makes me nervous. And yeah, so if you're one of those experiencing pain with this year 2, I feel you. It's really made you work too hard to get it in the first place, and then have to work really hard to use it the way it's meant to be used, whether it's with this base or this way with the arms. Like this is the one that's broken. So not only was it broken right there, but the glue separating or connecting the bicep to the shoulder, that gave out. So I glued that, but even when I glue it, now the peg comes out just completely loose. So I was able to glue it strong enough that the glue's back. But Arjun, hey, what's up? Yeah, yours broke too. Yeah, and it was just, man, people had to work way too hard and suffer a lot of different headaches to get one of these. So and it's $50. So when you're really stoked to get this thing out of the box, and it breaks right away, it's enough. It's enough to make you want to quit. It really is. Slappy, what's up? I have a couple Figuarts. I have the Birds of Prey Harley in the gold overalls. Generally, the imports, they're really cool, and I had like a big fun moment with them a few years ago. But they kind of, for one, the price was just, and you're spending like $60 at least every time, and then they kind of just, the plastic doesn't quite feel substantial, and doesn't feel like as high grade as I'd like to be, and then they're always amazingly engineered articulation, but then they're all the same articulation. So when you get a few over and over again, they start to feel kind of samey. Then it's not that they're bad. It's not that I don't like them. It just, they're not as fun to keep getting new ones. At least just that's my experience. But yeah, anyway, the pains that people are having with year 2, you have my sympathy, because it's whack. And then I don't know, I just did that. I got this and had problems with that. Right after that, I got the red hood, the Three Jokers red hood, and it broke even worse. It broke right at the diaphragm cut. The glue gave out completely, and it was about had a meltdown. I about had a bigger meltdown than I did have, which is you can watch on my Red Hood review if you haven't already. But they really gotta do something about the QC issues, because it'll make people quit. I've given up on brands on different lines before in the past, including Mcfarland, which was back in they were doing those 5-inch Halo figures, and I was really stoked to get a great looking Master Chief. Right out of the box, the elbow peg, the peg snapped, which is honestly way worse than glue giving out. And I was like, nope, goodbye. Yes, I am gonna review the Batman Wave. Actually, hang on, where is it? Oh, it's right here. I found this the other day, which looks really good. That's like the paint and the engine detail is the best. This is the best Bat cycle they've done. Maybe not my favorite design, but the look is killer. But I can't get it out of the box until I have the patents in. Otto Man, what's up? So Otto Man is asking about Todd adding thigh swivel. I don't know if he's going to really start adding it. I think that Future State or the Dark Detective is going to have his own bat cycle. That's my prediction for why it's in there. Um, and then the Dark Knight Returns Batman has it because he's going to be going on a horse. I still don't think he needs it. We'll see. We'll see when they have that Dark Knight Returns one. I just wish like excuse me the that Dark Knight Returns one been a perfect figure to have the hidden thigh swivel like they did on the Mortal Kombat 11 Cabal, where he's got wrinkles, big wrinkles here, bunched up wrinkles all over his pants, especially at the knees. And in Cabal, they hid rotation there, and it still had a double knee, and it was hard. It was really awesome. I wish they would do that with more figures. I think I saw somebody messing with the Pattinson Batman, and his have rotation at the where the boot meets the pants. Like if they can do that where it's hidden, where I just hate when they put cuts right here and one of what's meant to be one of the longest unbroken sort of sections of anatomy to add a cut there because then now it's an extra cut, which just looks bad. And then yeah, as soon as you rotate it any direction, those muscles now don't line up, and it just looks like clown shoes. But I mean, the functionality is great, of course. I would just prefer, you to be able to get a good enough rotation right there. Then if they want to put them at the boot or hide it under wrinkles of fabric or other elements that make it a logical break and not just hard cut right there. I really I'm more pushing right now to get better sort of tooling on these elbows and knees. Like I like it when they do this where it kind of suits the shape of the muscle, the leg muscle, and then when it comes out from under there, it kind of blends a little better. And then see the bottom half's not nearly as good and fluid and kind of organic. But I've heard that they're working on it. They're going to be putting some more effort into having nice, more seamless tooling. It can be frustrating because like sometimes like for example, like the that new Robin, the Infinite Frontier Robin's got double elbows and knees, which all those earlier smaller figures they've only had single. So they're trying to implement like the stuff that we want to see, but it can be slow, and then it can also be like they'll improve something, and then right after that, it seems like they take a step backwards, and I think it's just the way the like production timelines, sort of work out. But they've done so many things great, like start to get better about having a like the way Grim Knight had, or even here we go. Thomas Wayne. We were earlier in last year even we were getting big ugly cuts right there, and now they've started to implement more ways of like covering those and having the ball joints tucked back really well and hidden. They're doing that stuff, and that was stuff I was complaining about a year ago. So now it's time to what are the new things we want now? Which we need thigh crunch, like bad. I've been giving it kind of a pass just because I've had my other sort of pet gripes, and I don't want to like just. You got to kind of one thing at a time, one improvement at a time, and let them try to catch up with what we want, without beating them up too hard, So now thigh crunch is going to be my my big go-to gripe until they get it, because I know they can. And it seems like sometimes in a figure like Snyder Cut Flash had a great bend at the at the waist. It came from the waist, most of it, but he could get a really great lean and forward crunch. And then the setback was, okay, well, he had a big loose diapery pelvis. So okay, so it feels like they've made some more advancements in getting even softer material for the pelvis, to allow big leg movements and not have a loose diapery. They're a little cinched and more tighter, snug to the abdomen of the figure. But the crunch went away. Like the but so like what you know, why can't they just do all the good things in one figure and not have this one have some good things and this one has some good things, but you can't quite get a perfect. That's I feel like that's where we're at, trying to push them to really start nailing everything at once. If a tight joint, I tend to use hot water. I mean, a dryer works just fine. I like to just kind of be able to sit it in there, walk away, and then hopefully 5 minutes later, I come back and can use it. What's the too long didn't read on Dark Detective and the next Batman? I'm not familiar with Future State. I need to catch up. Okay, so I can tell you I read some of those Future State issues, and they're not super memorable. There were certain elements, because they would have each of the Future State issues would have like the big main story, and then they would have several ongoing small side stories at the end that kind of would progress throughout the issues of the main titles. But from what I remember, it was like there's this big. It's like Blade Runner-y, Big Brother kind of crackdown, like clamp down, fascist, clamp down on Gotham City, and especially on vigilantes and super powers, kind of. And I think Bruce Wayne, like he was outed as Batman, and then he kind of went off the grid, and now he's, I mean, it's almost a little Frank Millery, because I think he's got like a more modest sort of um, arsenal. I don't know exactly him. And then uh, the next Batman is Lucius Fox's son or grandson, somebody in his family. They're all right. It was kind of interesting. I like the designs a lot. There are a lot of really cool character designs. They had I think there was a good like Harley and Ivy Catwoman, like a Gotham City Sirens kind of story, and there was a good story that I liked, called Arkham Knights, that had it was kind of like a mix of reformed villains. I think kind of they were fighting against the whatever the Big Brother sort of organization. Tank Coat Pink, what is up? How's it going? So I think McFarland will finish the Teen Titans team. I mean, I hope so for the sake of the Teen Titans fans. And I like, man, that animated cyborg looked killer, looked awesome. That's if I was getting, I don't normally pick up the animated ones, but if I was, that's exactly what I want to get. Um, 1 second, like I don't have that animated cyborg, but like these were cool. These animated ones. Um, but when you compare them to something like this that has a lot more presence, combine that with those bold, like animated style designs, and they look sharp. thigh swivel in the crotch. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they just need to get that working like that for everybody, and we'll be in good shape. But it feels like the sort of the pelvis area has been getting a lot of attention in their sort of evolving, experimenting, trying to make advancements. Because like the Joker, that Joker right there. If you saw him, and his legs go all the way up. Lex Luthor, his legs go all the way up so you can sit down in a chair without the legs like splaying out. See, like this guy moves this much, and it's not because this strap's in the way. It's because of the pelvis. It was rigid. Tank coat, Pink's looking for Batman, Red Hood, and the other Jokers, and Swamp Thing. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of the Three Jokers wave is showing up at Target. I haven't seen Batman yet. I got this from Amazon. Everybody else I found in Target, and man, I'm really ever since Bones from Bones and the Necro Zoo, he found that Batmo Beast in person at Target. So every time I go now, I'm like really hoping that I'll come across one of those in the wild. Because I can't wait to play with that thing. I cannot wait to play with that thing. When I do the review, I'm gonna get like flight stands and try to put it in this like kind of jumping monster truck pose with a bunch of figures hanging off of it. I'm gonna go wild with that thing. Tanko's asking is the rubber diaper piece for Lex Luthor rubbery? Let me grab it. I got him over here in this shelf over here. Give me 2 seconds. I've got him in the dark side throne. Is it soft? I mean, yeah, it's pretty soft. It's soft enough that like it moves up when I bend his legs like that. And this is what I'm talking about. This material that they've been starting to bring into more and more figures. The Joker, that Joker with the big mom jeans, high waisted trousers, very very soft and rubbery. Do I have any tricks to solve with Mcfarland loose joints? That's a great question. I actually do not. So if anybody on here does know some good solutions for loose joints, I know I've seen some before. I would just have to look them up because I can't recall what people. D Sniper, what is up? You're waiting on your year 2 Batman to arrive today. Only thing I'm worried about is arms breaking. Yeah, it's happening a lot, man. I had to get 2. I got this. I was talking about this earlier, but this one, like if you saw the review, the glue gave out in this bicep, and not only that, this is broken too. That is just a cut right there. It's broke. So I glued it, put glue in it, put it in a vise, and clamped it down for a full day. Let it sit, and now it's really strong. But now the peg just comes out. So the glue is fixed, but now the peg is loose. Anyway, I got a second one, and the second one works way better. And yeah, much happier. And this guy is kind of one of my favorite figures now from the whole multiverse line. Partially just my attachment to the Neil Adams era blue and gray with the classic black and yellow. It's just kind of my jam. So excuse me. Oh, floor polish for the loose joints. Rob D Toys told me to use it. Tank coat. Can you when you or and Auto Man, you're saying you use clear fingernail polish. Um, can you describe how you do that? Like, do you put it where do you put it? Do you put it on the so say this let me find some. Let's say this guy. Let's say his arm's really loosey goosey and I want to like tighten that up. Where do I apply it? Do I apply it on the peg here? Like if I pulled this out, do I put it on this surface? Floor polisher for wood is another suggestion for that. And then when I put it on, do I let it like dry and sit before I put it back in here? Like what do you tell me exactly how that process? Dark Knight just received my Red Hood from Gotham Knights. I'm still pissed he didn't come with guns, but trigger fingers, which is a big disappointment. I mean, it it sucks that they don't have guns for sure. Um, but I mean, at least if you get some other guns, you can give them to that Red Hood. It's really the gun thing has gotten is really annoying. So it's saying to what? Put it on the Auto Man. You're saying put it on this surface and then keep like rotating it in the joint until it's dry. Just want to make sure we're giving everybody the most clear instructions that we can. I hope McFarland will do more female figures. Yeah, me too. The Batgirl is really fun. That new the Catwoman from the movie looks really fun too. Actually, I have to like balance my because like the Batgirl is way more posable and more fun to play with. But when you take something like that Death Metal Wonder Woman where they have it's like one piece, it doesn't have as much articulation. It looks way better. All those cuts in there, they set my alarms off. The look, is compromised a bit, but you can't deny that they have more playability. Okay, so you're also saying you could use like a syringe or a needle and put it inside like a loose joint and then let them sit overnight for 24 hours. Yara floor figure. Yeah, all those future state designs they're cool. I like them. I mean, the some of the modern like current stuff is a little that doesn't blow me away. Like some of those like New 52 and Rebirth, like the figures, they're just not my favorite designs. But I think the future state designs are all actually really fun, and most of them are cool. I like them. Yeah. We're using the like floor polish and stuff like that builds a like thin little layer around the joints to kind of uh, tighten them up. Tanko's going to be on the internet looking for poses for figures. That's how to do it. Use reference. That's what I mean. That's what artists do. Like when they draw, you don't have to come up with this stuff in a vacuum. Look for inspiration. It's part of it. Or think about just. I mean, hell, like think about like a even like an advertisement or like fashion photography or like something you saw in a magazine that kind of stood out was like a striking image and use that as kind of inspiration for posing the figures and kind of ways that you hadn't thought about before. Eternal Ghost, there. I think we're definitely getting a Red Robin pretty soon. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if we see it start like go up for pre-order or even just see photos of it any day. Okay, and D Sniper's adding that, like you put it, excuse me, you put the polish or whatever your implement is in and around the area that's loose. It's not bonding like super glue. It just creates a layer that helps stop the looseness of the joint. Yeah, so that's helpful. I know. Sorry, I keep going back and forth between just chatting and then going back to the like loose joint solution, but we're all over the place today. That's all right. Oh, Kiki Fix Loose Joints on Amazon. Leif, thanks for adding that. I think I've heard of that stuff as well. Kiki Fix Loose Joints. I think it's kind of expensive. I think I've looked at it before. Okay. So the question here is, which Batman do you think I have to grab between the Batman from the Three Jokers or the new Batman from Rebirth that is about to come out? That's going to be personal preference. Personally, I'm much more attached to this like fabric gray, sort of not classic. I throw the word classic around a lot when I'm not, it's not technically classic, but just mean it as a sort of just like a strong, memorable look, you know, from the past. This one is more suited to me than the Rebirth one. But if that Rebirth one speaks to you, he looks rad. I don't like the big, bold bat emblem with the yellow outline and that belt that kind of goes with it. That just doesn't quite speak to me. Um, so that's just going to be personal preference, I think. And my personal preference is going to be this guy. We need a Batwoman figure. Yeah, yeah, we do need a Batwoman figure. I want a real Burnside Batgirl as well. Uh, not, I mean, the Gotham Knights one is pretty close, but it's not exactly that. We need a lot. We need a lot of female figures. We need Ivy. We need a few more Harleys, frankly. A few different comics looks. I mean, who else? We need a comic Wonder Woman, like classic regular one, to go with the I get Rebirth / New 52. Justice League designs to complete that team. We need Zatanna. Lee 86. Hey, thanks for being in here, man. Appreciate you watching the videos and stuff. Oh, $10. Leif saying $10 for that Kiki Fix Loose Joints on Amazon. That's great, actually. What I really need to invest in is some paint, some good quality paint. I need to really. I keep talking about doing some, not full blown repaints, but just like either washes or dry brush sort of weathering on stuff. And there's just so many. Like, I mean, this guy could stand to have so many details brought out. Just they all could. We all know it's true. Phantom Knight, what is up? You know what? Phantom Knight's asking if I got the pre-ordered the Halo 20th Anniversary 2-pack from GameStop. No. I saw your comment though the other day. I meant to get back to you. I have I ordered this guy and Red Hood and Horned Swamp Thing pre-ordered from GameStop. Still haven't seen them. Haven't seen any updates on shipping. Haven't heard anything. Oh, Punchline. Scott Knight saying Punchline. That'd be a great one. Yeah. Life is saying Mr. Freeze for sure. I mean, hopefully one that they can, package him with his big freeze gun. I mean, I would like to see several Mr. Freezes. I would like to see. I mean, there's several different Mr. Freeze designs that would be great, that I'd be perfectly happy with, but we haven't even seen one yet for this line. Ditto for just basically all the Rogues Gallery. I mean, how many Riddlers? do they want to make? I'll take them all. You know what I mean? Obviously, Two Face. How many Two Face figures they want to make? I'll take all of those, all the pink ones. Yeah, but yeah, Phantom Knight. Yeah, it's yeah, GameStop's been kind of choking lately. Arjun's asking if I got any good posing ideas for the Three Jokers wave. Kind of show you what I got back here. Hang on, let me move this a little bit. So what I had going on here is I have. Let me grab it. So I got Clown Joker right there, and then what I had before I pulled him out was Batman. This Batman on the year two stand, and he's like in front of everybody, and the Bat family's kind of jumping out from behind him, kind of making a V shape with the Joker there in the background, and I put that Arkham Asylum sign behind him. That's what I'm working with right now. Um, I'm kind of in between figuring out, trying to like what like teams or what themes to go for on some of these shelves because I'm kind of with all this new influx of new figures, like trying to reshape and freshen up the shelves. So the Bat family here was one of those I was going for, but I also want to do one that's just Batman variant. Um, so it's like what when I'm okay. Well, if I'm using a Batman for another certain spot, that means he's not going on the shelf with all the Batman. And okay, and the ones that aren't going on the shelves, who do they make sense to go with? Okay, so that Death Metal makes sense to go with those guys, etc. It's just yeah, it's a weird place to be in because it's like it feels like we're starting to get a bunch of figures that can kind of round out sort of groups. Now we got Alex Luthor to go with Superman. Now we got this Batman and Batgirl to go with the Bat family, and so we're starting to see some teams like coalesce and come together and be ready to go, and then others it creates holes in other sort of potential teams or groupings. So yeah, I'm just trying to kind of, and like I said, I'm weird and particular and want things to be just so. So it's a process. Yeah, you're they're saying the Three Jokers one reminds me of Michael Keaton. Yeah, me too. With this belt and this insignia, and actually, you know what? I was talking about this earlier before people really started watching. What I want to do here, you can see I already did it to one. This came with this grapnel launcher came with Three Jokers Batman, and I like this part. The other things are just not, whatever. Like the handle's fine so that he can hold it, but it looks like an afterthought kind of. And this is cool being in action, but I don't think I'm ever really going to use a pose where somebody's, and it's only going out this far. It's just kind of it's not quite my thing. I had this other one that came with, the new Batgirl that had a little bat shaped thing. So I cut that off, and I had Batman holding this, and he did look cool and all holding this like that. Pretty badass. Very Tim Burton, obviously. But what I really want to do is take this one, cut both ends off, and put it on his belt. Full blown. Michael Keaton style. Or upright, either way. That's what I'm going to do here momentarily. What's one obscure DC character you're hoping for we'll probably never get? Well, I mean, I don't know. Like my wish list is pretty basic. It's like Justice League Dark and Watchmen and stuff like that. I really more my like my wish list of things we'll never get now are more like responses to things that we have. Like I wish we got more figures from the Suicide Squad. I wish we got Ratcatcher too, obviously, but I really would love a Savant, a Michael Rooker. I think that character design's so funny, um, like cool and stupid at the same time, which is like what I really like about all the Suicide Squad, the James Gunn Suicide Squad character designs. So I just wish we could get more of those. Like Weasel, I want Weasel so bad. Life is saying he's been keeping Capullo inspired stuff together. Yeah, that's a strong. That's kind of what I've been doing too. I've got like one that's all the Dark Knight put together, and then the death metal guys are hanging out here. The remaining ones, and the last night on Earth ones fit really well with the death metal stuff as well. So that's a really solid like grouping and very sort of fleshed out sort one single source material. Um, Tinko is asking if I'm thinking about getting the new Damian Wayne. I'll get it to review it. I don't know if he'll really. I don't know if he's gonna like have a permanent spot on a shelf. It's just kind of not my, just not my jam for a Robin, I guess. I kind of prefer the red, green, yellow, just because I'm stuck in my old ways. Oh, hoping for Blue Beetle and Booster Gold, absolutely. Eternal Ghost. Uh, Tank Coat saying you want Lobo. Shipping just got bad now. Are you overseas? I can't remember. Tank Coat, are you international? Cool but rude. Give me a break. If we get more NECA Lost Boys figures, I'll go crazy. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be rad. I'm a big. I like NECA's horror stuff. That's kind of the last thing that I've gotten just so annoyed by NECA's kind of QC issues and stuff. The horror figures are the last NECA things that I'm holding on to. Just got rid of a bunch of the cartoon turtles that all look really amazing, but just kind of started to. They weren't making me happy, basically. Oh yeah, Dark Knight. A Colonel Rick Flag would be dope for sure. Rick Flag is one of and my favorite characters actually in the James Gunn Suicide Squad. Did not expect that to be the case, but hell yeah, Rick Flag. And I mean, heck, I mean, Peacemaker. Has anybody been watching Peacemaker? Because it's awesome. It's a really good show. Especially, man, just some of the. I, I watch. I watch everything in the MCU. I watch the Marvel shows, and it's not that they're bad, but man, sometimes they just feel a little boring and a little cheap. And even like Mando is an awesome show, but sometimes it just feels like a little boring and a little cheap. And Peacemaker doesn't. Peacemaker just feels like movie quality. Oh, Quentin is saying, I feel like we won't get a Calendar Man. Yeah, I would love to have a Calendar Man as well. That would be a great one. Uh, Q Silver wants some authority, Midnight or Apollo, etc. Yeah, that's dope. Oh, you're in the U.S. Okay, sorry, Tanko. Rob's Pippin Road is asking, do I have a limit to how many figures I like to like having to keep things from getting to an excess? Or sorry, do I have a limit to how many figures I like having to keep things from getting to an excess by pruning now and then? I definitely like. I just did some pruning. I finally got rid of the. I've been talking about doing it for a few months and had a hard time pulling the trigger, but I finally got rid of the Snyder Cut lot, which I like those figures. They're really fun. I just don't have any attachment to that, to those character designs. It's not that I don't like Snyder exactly. It's just the character designs. Other than the Henry Cavill was kind of the hardest one to part with, and I thought about keeping it, but I was like, no, I just gotta get rid of him as a lot. And as for as much as I like the um, Henry Cavill, like he just didn't look like he could stand on the shelf right next to these guys. So it's like I can't. Yeah. So I'm just trying to do more and more, or I guess I'm trying to do less, justifying hanging on to figures that I know aren't gonna land in a permanent spot. That's where I'm at. But I'm still having a hard time doing it, man. I got a lot of uh, bins and shelves full of stuff that are just in boxes, kind of, and um, I really need to get rid of some of them. My cat is going crazy down there in the basement. I don't know if you can hear her or not, but I can. I can hear the cat. It's Rob's. You're gonna watch Peacemaker with the family. Um, I'm not sure how old everyone is in the family, but it's definitely not for kids. Just be advised. Brian Pierce is saying I'd like to get a good question and Jim Gordon. Yeah, hell yeah, both of those, especially Jim Gordon. I'll take a few different Jim Gordons, by the way. I'll take trench coat. I'll take stocky heavy set. I'll take Sean Murphy style. I'll take Automan saying Gotham by Gaslight. Definitely, definitely. Eternal Ghosts asking if I'm interested in any of the DCEU stuff going on. Oh, Peacemaker, definitely. Aquaman, well, we'll see. And I'm interested. Black Adam is a movie that I swear it feels like they've been talking about trying to make a Black Adam movie with The Rock for like 15 years. That might be an exaggeration, but it feels like it's been like so. I still kind of don't even believe until I sit down in a movie theater seat and they play Black Adam. I kind of still don't believe that it exists, just because it's been this like in development thing forever, forever. So I'm looking forward to seeing that and the figures too. I want to see a Pierce Brosnan Doctor Fate. Leif is saying he wants Rorschach comic and movie version. Um, I'll go one further, comic and movie, and I want Seventh Cavalry from the show, the HBO show. At least one, just Seventh Cavalry member in the sort of sackcloth mask. Yeah, I'll take all the Watchmen stuff you want to give us, including the HBO show, 'cause some of the character designs are killer in that. Actually, I was really kind of wanting to put together a custom looking glass from the like a 7-inch looking glass from Watchmen, the HBO show. Oh, Q Silver's asking when my comic's coming out. It's got a ways to go. I'm waiting on it's the way it's done. It's going to be kind of the first half is story pages, which I've done, and then the second half is going to be like gallery artwork, and it includes like some multimedia stuff, include like the toy thing that I posted. But and then one of the things we're going to do is a fake movie poster with where we take like live action photos and then kind of do a sort of Drew Struzan style like painting at a movie poster. So that's mostly done, but I need to take some of the reference photos so I can bring them in there. So we just need to get together. I got to get together with those guys and like have a guy put on a character outfit and take photos of him. That's the biggest. That's the last thing, and I'm waiting on a friend to do a painting that's going to go in there, and it's going to be a page. One of the pages is just going to be, like I said, there's this gallery section with different art styles, and this page will just be a photograph of a framed painting. So those are the two big hold out. But it's gonna be 30 pages plus the cover and back cover. It's gonna be really badass. I'm really stoked about it. But I'm working on like a paid job right now, which unfortunately I got to pay the bills, so I gotta do that. So that's kind of precedent right now. Comic Bruce Wayne, absolutely. I'm going. I got to go back now. I've been chatting over a lot of the comments. Um, but thanks for that question, Q Silver. Legend of Light. Hey, what's up? How's school? Legend of Light's asking my thoughts on the GI Joe line. Which one? There's a bazillion. It feels like right now the retro line and the 6-inch line, and then the movie stuff that I keep seeing like kind of on clearance now. It's just not my jam. The GI Joe, I think because I was probably into like when I was a kid, it was for me Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles were like the big two for me. So I missed out on GI Joe, missed out on He Man, missed out on Thundercats and some of those other big like heavy hitters from that era because um, I was busting ghosts, man. Life is saying he's a comic Bruce Wayne, absolutely. Automan is asking what I think about the DC's line. It's pretty cool. It's not. I won't be picking them up, and it's not because they're not cool. I just the uh, the DC collectibles, they're okay. They just don't. I'm not like super in love with them. As far as in hand, they just don't quite deliver quite what I'm looking for, I guess. Yeah, Lee 86 is saying we need a few Alfreds too. Absolutely. Dark Knight says, I wish McFarlane would make a Two Face or a Black Mask figure in the future. Absolutely. And like I said, several of those. I could envision several different Two Face designs that I'd love to see, several different Black Masks. I really liked Black Mask in Arkham Knight. Q Silver saying Black Adam is coming. Yeah, a friend of yours worked on it. Well, I mean, I'm not, not saying I don't believe your friend. I just refuse to believe that Black Adam is actually going to come out until my butt is in the seat and it happens in front of me and it is in fact The Rock playing Black Adam on a movie theater screen. I won't believe it. D Sniper's saying, I want to know when we're getting a Batmobile from McFarlane. Me too, man. And I think that Batmo Beast is kind of a proof of concept for the scale. You know what I mean? Because it's very questionable, odd choice for a vehicle to make. And sometimes I think they make choices that are like, okay, it's not our favorite thing or the thing we want to do most, but we kind of want to get some R&D and get play around with putting some figures out, and then once we get some of our king set worked out, then we'll do the ones we really want to do. I think there's a little bit of that in there. But I want a Tim Burton Batmobile. I want a Tumbler. I want, I mean, yeah. What all? What do you want to give me? I don't love the Affleck one. I don't love that design, but it'll look cool as hell. The tank from Dark Knight Returns would be awesome. Even though I know there's a couple of those out already, but I haven't seen Injustice animated movie. I did play a little bit of the second game, and I'm terrible at fighting games. I don't know why. I'm good. Like I'm a gamer for sure. I'm good at games, but fighting games. I just don't have the right rhythm. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm real twitchy in Halo, and I can put some kills away in Halo shooters, third person games. But man, fighting games, I am garbage. I don't know why. Never been good. Never been good at them. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, Primal Rage. I was all right at Primal Rage. I think I wanted to play that game bad enough that I really made myself good at it. That Primal Rage had some good action figures too, by the way. They were good sculpts, and they all had a feature, like a play feature, whether it was a mouth opening or whatever. Primal Rage. Oh, Q Silver's asking if my comic is going to be on Comixology. I don't know yet. I'm going to do everything I can to put it in a through like available as many channels as possible. And I think I saw some now where I think Comixology is maybe a little more difficult to get stuff up on there. But I will do my best actually. And yeah, thanks for asking. Because I should look into that. And I'm also going to make it like maybe I'll charge $1 for it, but it's gonna be cheap. If I can put it up there for free, I might just put it up for free just because I want to just kind of get it out there. It's a pretty cool idea. It's funny. I'll tell you about it. It's a get ready for a lot of puns. It's a graphic designer vigilante, and his name is Drop Shadow. And if you don't understand that idea, a drop shadow is like okay, here I'll grab this. You see how these little icons here, they have a kind of a shadow on that side. In design, or if you're using Adobe, if you're using like Photoshop and stuff, you kind of just click a button and it's called drop shadow, and that's what it is. So you get it, drop shadow, kind of sounds like the shadow, the uh, famous uh, comic book superhero. And his thing, he hates bad design, and he lives in the world of Canvas City, and he battles these villains like Typeface, and the Joker esque clown character is called Comic Sans, because you may know Comic Sans is a widely uh, hated font. That looks so if you kind of get the idea. And then his secret identity is matte finish. You get it, matte finish. And he has there's a Catwoman named Heather Gray, and she's a colorblind cat burglar. So she's like stealing the colors from Canvas City. It's part Batman spoof. It's kind of not that it's entirely spoofy, but it's very much a parody, I guess. But I want to finish that one, and I'd love to do more issues of that. But I kind of have these other ideas for comics that I kind of think are also really strong and that I really want to do. It's just I don't know. I don't know if I had all the time, if I didn't have to pay the bills, I would be cranking out a lot of cool comic content. Rob's Pippin Road is talking about pruning the toy collection, and he's suggesting Toy Galaxy YouTube episode "Why I Sold My Collection." A good video to watch to clear your mind, get focused. Yeah, I need it. I need to do a bit of pruning. Some of these, like I review almost every single one that comes out. Some of them I don't hang on to. I gotta. There's sometimes I'll keep stuff and try to move it as a lot on eBay. Sometimes I just go take it to like this place down the street from me, get store credit. So yeah, sometimes I just take a loss, and whatever. BT 32086. Hey man, appreciate you recommending the channel to your friends. Yeah, please, yeah, tell all your friends. Much appreciated. Vartan, what's up, buddy? Sorry, I was catching up on all these comments. I didn't even see you were in here. I'm trying. All right, I got a backlog here of comments. Let me try to power through some. Oh, Legend of Light is saying, yeah, you don't really attach to GI Joe either, but the figures are well done. I did actually got because she was on sale. I don't even know the character. But it's whoever Samara Weaving played in Snake Eyes. I got that figure because she's in a bunch of horror stuff. She's in Ready or Not, and she was in Ash versus Evil Dead, the show. But anyway, I thought it'd be cool to try to get that figure, maybe make a custom like Ready or Not, like in the bride dress, like with a shotgun, bloody and shit, with that GI Joe. Which I know that's probably not the line you're talking about because those movie ones aren't as cool as the other 6-inch line. Q Silver saying he wants more Flash villains. Yeah, I kind of think like I'm a little underwhelmed with that winter wave. It's got like two full blown winter versions, Batman and Wonder Woman, and then the Black Adam and the Green Lantern. They're not wintry enough. I just wish there was a little more commitment to that theme. And likewise, like do a Flash wave and get a few Flash villains in there. Make it feel like a little self-contained. You're getting something, you know, you can put together some kind of scene or shelf or collection or whatever with just that wave. You know, it feels like that's missing a little bit in that winter one. And I bet I wish they would carry that into more of those waves. Ilmatic, what's up? Dark Knight is still hoping for Mcfarland to make Slade from the Teen Titans animated series. Yeah, they need to do more. They got a lot of like dangling threads. It feels like. Um, oh, Leif, thank you. The Primal Rage figures did rock. Yes, they did. Thank you. Um, sorry, but they keep doing. They did that one animated cyborg. Okay, well, a lot of people like that. Like, can you throw them a bone? I mean, are you gonna start like something's got to give, man? You got to like can't just keep teasing us with having like two figures from one source, and then what do we do with them? Because then what happens is it takes so damn long, but for the more figures from that source to come out, that by the time the time they do actually come out, I'm like, oh, well, I'm sick of looking at this guy. I need to cycle him out. It's uh, you know kind of the way that Batman Beyond wave was. Like, yeah, I threw Batman Beyond up on a shelf, and then by the time I had any more characters to even go with him, I was like, it was time for Batman Beyond to go away for a little bit. I need to freshen things up. Oh, you guys are talking about Mortal Kombat 9. I played a little bit of 11. I played it on easy because I'm terrible. I'm terrible. And and you know what? I hate to say it. I ended up playing with Spawn and RoboCop and stuff. I didn't even play with that many of the Mortal Kombat characters. It's kind of a shame, frankly. BT, hey, appreciate the love for Job Shadow, man. It's gonna be cool. I'll keep you all posted. Oh, Legend of Light, you guys are actually liking my. Oh yeah, Barton, you're saying Comic Zone. Yeah, kind of like that. Um, all right, Q Silver, I'll charge $1 for it. I just wanted to get that thing. That was a project I did for me. If there's money to be made, cool. I'd rather leverage it into more cool projects than like try to get necessarily make a few dollars. Like the few dollars I could make off of it aren't even going to be close to the amount of work I put into it. And I'd rather just get an audience. Like I'd rather just more people see it. Basically, that's the challenge. I mean, I do stuff. I work in video. Made short films for like 15 years, and the thing it becomes like finding an audience. How the hell? Because YouTube's not the audience for people that want to watch short films. Instagram isn't even, you know what I mean? TikTok's not, even though it's video content, it's not people that want to watch short films and stuff. So even though you think, oh, we live in this modern era where you can find an audience. It's still hard. It's still difficult to do. Oh, Varden, you're working on a comic? I want to see this stuff, man. Varden, are you like on Instagram or anything? I want to see what you're working on. And because actually, I don't. I'm part of this one I'm working on. I want like I've got this gallery section where I've had people like create some art for it. So, and I still got a little bit of time before it's like ready to print. So maybe we can make something cool happen. Yeah, the Peacemaker intro is ridiculous and it's amazing. Oh, Rob's used the clown from Three Jokers to put the 66 Joker head on. All right. Let's check it. I don't have my phone. Where's my phone? I'm gonna check. Oh my God, why? All right, I'm gonna check out. Rob's, I'm putting you in a different tab here. It's right here. I want to check out your Instagram, but I don't have my phone. Pack Photos, what's up? Hey, thanks for watching. Yeah, Pack Photos. Yeah, it's the multiverse line has flaws, definitely, but it's for $20, it's the best thing I think on the market. And I'm just like I was kind of talking about imports earlier. When you got to pay like 60, 80, $100 per figure, and then you kind of get them, and they start to kind of just all feel like the same thing over and over again. Yeah, I'm actually I'm having a better time just going in for something that's not the most high end thing, but I can get like a shitload of them, and yeah, some of them are stinkers. It's fine. It's whatever. I wish they had more paint. I wish they had a bunch of things, but they're $20, and it seems like they're staying $20 too. Legends is Barton saying G.I. Joe Classified's the best line at Hasbro. I think it is too, kind of, just based on what I've seen. And I play with a few of them in hand. I got some buddies that got the Snake Eyes. They got Cobra Commander. They're fun. They're fun. Have I seen Cobra Kai? No, I haven't seen Cobra Kai either. I'm frankly been terrible at shows lately. Haven't watched any Boba Fett. Haven't watched Hawkeye at all. We just over the weekend we watched the last episode of Dexter. We powered through like mainlined in a day. Watched all of Yellow Jackets, which is dope. Also having watched it all in a day, I don't know that I would have been if I was watching it week by week. I think it would have fallen out of my viewing habits. But now what? Euphoria is back on. Righteous Gemstones is back on. I got too many damn shows, guys. Ozark's about to come back on. The shows. There's too many shows. Barton, yeah, you're saying you want to, make the comics free at first. That's, I just would rather get out, Q Silver saying artists undervalue themselves. It's not. I mean, yeah, I do appreciate you saying that, because it can be true, but it's often. I don't know if it's that it's like undervalue. It's more just like the work can be is the fun part, and that's the part that's rewarding. And so everything else is kind of just gravy. But the gap between just like what you have at your disposal, whether it's resources or time or money or whatever it is, and what it takes to actually like get this shit in front of people's eyes, whether they like it or not, whether they don't even like it. It's just so hard, and it's I mean, it's hard to break through, man. It's and you kind of bang your head against the wall and you're trying to figure out how the hell can I get somebody to even look at this thing, that it's like, just please read this, like take it, read this, watch this, look, look at this, it's freaking hard. And I mean, man, I made when I started working on that Drop Shadow comic, I made an Instagram account for it and had stuff, and I was kind of like posting every day and trying to get some people to buy it, and there was some attention, a little bit, um, but it was a daily grind, and it's like I'm not making this so that I can just babysit an Instagram account every day and post twice a day and shit, and like that's when it starts to feel like work, you know. That's when the fun stuff can start to feel like work. So yeah, it's not necessarily undervalue. 'Cause, um, I think other people maybe undervalue artists' work sometimes, which can cause artists to take low bids, take less money. Because I'll tell you what, if I charged what I was worth hourly, wouldn't get hired, would not get hired, would not get any work. Late for you start a Viking book, yes, it's slow crawl. Just hang in there, man. Just hang in there. Like it's tough and it takes a lot of time, and it's hard work. You can love creating and you can love whatever you're working on uh, as much as anything in the world, and feel like it's your purpose, and it's still work, man. It's still like, yeah, I want to draw a comic book because I want to tell a story about talking cars. Um, okay, great, but I that doesn't mean I want to draw every little background and every person's face in exactly the right way that has to match this perspective, and you know, it becomes work. The shit becomes work very quickly. Um, and when you feel like, okay, I've done a lot of work and I don't even know how to get one person to look at it, then it's like, yeah, I'll give this away for free. Carlos Soto is asking if I'm interested at all in the Diamond Select Lord of the Rings line. I'm very much interested in it, actually. Those things look awesome. And I saw, I guess, the new ones, or the new-ish. They were recently at Toy Fair. Hell, that might have been a year ago at this point. But anyway, the wave that has Sauron and Gandalf and Gollum and stuff, and that Orc Trooper. Yeah, they look awesome. I might have to pick some up, or I think actually what I did was I really incepted a friend of mine who I think he is going to want them. So I might be able to live vicariously through somebody else, because I don't really have the space for a Lord of the Rings line, and if I was going to start getting them, I would want all of them. So maybe I'm not doing a great job of like pruning my excess like multiverse stuff, but I'm doing an okay job at not picking up everything that I want, like Gargoyles, Barton, and that Lord of the Rings DST line. Yeah, Q Silver saying I almost feel like if it's free, people may not give it a fair shake. That's a great point. Um, yeah, no, that's, Q Silver is making great points. Saying understand building an audience, but it sounds too much like we're paying you in visibility. That's a great point. If someone else tried to get me to do work for visibility, or for whatever they say, whatever bullshit they say, you're getting paid in, yeah, whatever. No, but for me, my just what when I want to do something and it's mine, it's my project. It's not. It's just I don't care about money. I don't care what it costs me. I don't care if it makes money. I got to do it. That's just how I'm built, I guess. So and just in this year, yeah, man, and maybe maybe I'll start put it on there for $3. maybe I'll put it on there for $3 and I'll give you guys like a free code or whatever. Make it so you guys can go just check it out. And then but maybe I won't sell myself short. I don't know. I appreciate you talking about it, Q Silver. This is good stuff. And it's important conversation to have. Obviously there's people watching this right now that are in a similar situation, trying to create stuff, um, grinding away at it, chipping away at it, banging your head against the wall. I've been there. Um, yeah, and you end up after you banging your head against the wall to do the thing you want to do. Okay, now it becomes promotion, which is not the thing you wanted to do, not the discipline that you have built your skills up at. You don't even know where to start. So if that means that I'll give it to you for free, that's how people kind of arrive at that mindset. I think, at least in my experience. Legend of Light, your thing to use in the White Knight Joker head on comedian or clown Joker. I don't. Here, give me 1 second. I think the scale's kind of a little off. But the art style is pretty complimentary. You know what I mean? This is a very sort of streamlined, very sleek, compared to this one that has a lot more detail. Yeah, this could fit with that because this head has so much detail. It's almost at odds with this. So putting this, I don't know. I don't want to. Does this head come off easily? Let's find out. I don't think it does. I'm not going to push that hard. But it might be a good look. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should he do it? Should he give it a shot? I think it might be cool, man. Subliminal. Do I still pay retail price at launch for your figures? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do. One of these days, I'll send an email to whoever I can at Mcfarland and try to be like, hey, I got some views on my channel. Can I have some toys? We'll see. Hopefully. I mean, that's the goal, right? I'm not gonna pretend like that's not the goal. I want free toys. But yeah, I still pay $20 for them. If I can get the one like $15.88 at Walmart, hell yeah, definitely doing that. But I also don't keep them all, and sometimes I take a hit when I get resale. But whatever. I just like them. I like picking them all up, even the kind of stinkers, and just seeing what they got. If they did anything new or different. Yeah, Barton is also saying back to the comic stuff. It's give and take. Spending 6 months kickstarting every issue can get old. Yeah. Yeah, it just it's difficult. I wish I had a good answer for it. But if I had a good answer for it, maybe I wouldn't be here right now hanging out talking to you guys. So that's all right. I don't have to have all the answers all the time. Oh, BT went all in on the Dark Knight Returns line from Mayfix, so he can't go back. Yeah, I could understand that. And they look, I mean, I think they got Todd beat. I mean, I don't think anybody can argue with that. But man, yeah, price, I can't. I mean, I personally wouldn't for Dark Knight Returns. It's not like my sweet spot or anything, but I like it just enough that I would get that whole Mcfarland wave with the horses and stuff, and be really stoked to have. I'm going to be very stoked to have that group, even though the Joker didn't. The Joker is the worst looking one, personally, in my opinion. Pack photos. Yes, I did get another Three Jokers Red Hood after the first one broke, and it didn't break, but I'm afraid to kind of move it that much. I like having it for posterity because I really really like the sculpt above the waist, but it's not going to go up here. It's not going to go up here over this one, and because that Gotham Knights one came with those finger guns, I'm actually more likely to give him a shelf spot just because I think those finger guns are funny and he can do something different. He's got his own little sort of unique thing. Oh yeah, Barton's saying put out the issues free and charge for printed copies. Well, the printed copies are the main goal. Like, so if it's available digitally, that's entirely secondary anyway. So yeah, we'll see. The other a lot of factors in play, and I'm juggling. I started that comic. Before I started this YouTube channel. If that tells you anything about how long I've been kind of chipping away at it. And because I'm the type that I'm like, if I get involved in one thing, I get to a certain point of really focused, concentrated work, and then I need a break. And so my dumbass starts a second project to give myself a break from the first one, and now I have two projects going at once. And now crossing the finish line for both seems farther away than it was. But eventually they get there. The finishing, it happens. It just, you know how it is. T Sniper saying the multiverse line is quite polarizing. You have people like me that fell in love with it, and you have those that hate that they don't fit in with Legends. I think that's mostly where the resentment comes from. People that have a real hard on against these. I think it's just because they're bought in the 6-inch and they can't cross the line, which is understandable. I mean, like I said, I'm all bought into this, so I can't pick up Gargoyles or GI Joe or. Oh, guys, I'm way behind on the comments. Sorry. Or no, I'm not that far behind, am I? The comments are also good that I need to spend 10 minutes talking about every one. That's the problem. That's also the problem. Honestly, some of the best comments I get on the videos are the ones that I don't respond to because where is my phone? I'll get the alert. There's a comment on my phone. I look at it and it's like really good and it's a really smart, thoughtful comment. I'm like, oh, I got to think about that one. And then life happens and then I forget to go back to it. So usually, like the best comments, a lot of times I don't even have, or I have a one sentence respond. I'm like, yeah, Batman's cool. When somebody like put a lot of effort into a smart, thoughtful comment. So if that ever happens to you, apologies. Oh, Barton, you have those Mayfex Jim Lee X-Men? Are they awesome? Yeah, Barton's saying DST is smart with the Lord of the Rings line, putting an army builder in every wave. That is smart. It's smart, and I mean, I like army builders. I didn't go in for the Robin Crows because they were with a Build-A-Fig. I can't do an army builder with a Build-A-Fig, and then you end up with this like stockpile of torsos, merciless torsos. No, do not want. Oh, you know what, Vartan? On Insta, my drop shadow is dropshadow.cc. It should have some pictures on there. I was doing the thing where I would post something and it's not like I had just an endless amount of stuff to post, so I would like archive some stuff and repost it again. So I can't even remember. I couldn't even tell you what the how many images are on it. But yeah, Vartan, you wanna start a? I mean, I gotta pay some bills. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna admit a um, dark truth right now because we're talking about this art stuff. I had a guy hit me up. Guy I used to work with on a he was a camera operator. We worked on a TV show together. Uh, he's from Detroit, and he's really sharp and he's really entrepreneurial. Everything he starts, he really puts his mind to. Anyway, he hits me up and he says, "Hey, what do you know about NFTs?" And I'm like, "Oh no," but I mean, they make money. So he's got this idea for these a line of avatars, the NFT thing in the style of how a lot of them are these three quarters, kind of a lot of them are really crappy. Um, Digital art, and then the idea is that you kind of can create a bunch of different pieces, different mouths, different eyes, different sunglasses, hats, um, you know, that whole thing. But his idea anyway. He's from Detroit. Got a lot of he's got a lot of connections with like dispensaries in the area and stuff. So he wants to do these like stoner avatars, and each one comes with a different holding a bong or holding a joint, and their eyes are this stone or their eyes are that stone, and etc. And yeah, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm gonna give it a shot. I mean, it's worth putting a little bit of work in, seeing if there's some money to be made for it. Even though we all agree NFTs are like really stupid and aren't worth anything. They're JPEGs. Um, they're just deviant art JPEGs. But way the future, way the future. Gonna give it a shot. And hey, it might be dumb, but might make some money. And frankly, if I can make enough money doing stupid doodles, um, and I can continue making comics and making this channel and stuff. So yeah, Barton, thank you. Yes, yeah, no harm, no foul. I'm gonna do it. The money's real. I mean, you know, we can talk shit about them all day, but people are making real money, so I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm in a like very fortunate position right now where I'm not like the bills aren't too high. If I can make some time, and I have been making time to do stuff like this channel, comic book, uh, did a short film as soon as kind of we got out of lockdown with a friend. Trying to trying to get some diversify my sort of channels of potential revenue, but also just kind of expression. I don't know. The same way I'm like I don't really care if something like if yeah art supplies or whatever it takes to do my art project costs however much money, I will not hesitate to spend that. Um, likewise, anything I do endeavor to do, I end up kind of wanting to figure out how to make money off of it. Which is why I hit you guys super hard with the ads and make you guys watch ads all the time every time you want to watch my video. But I can't even watch my own videos without watching ads now, so sorry. Sorry guys. Oh, so I was gonna cut this thing off, right? This one. All right, let's get to this project. Project's gonna be. I want this guy to have a little Tim Burton doodad on his belt. I'm gonna cut these little pieces off. Just get this down to one cool gadget. This is going to be a really long, in-depth custom that I'm already halfway done with. All right, so everybody in here right now, everybody remember today. This is the day we all decided we're going to we're going to start our own Image Comics. If you're in here right now, you are a founding member of our new conglomerate, collective. What do you want to call it, Barton? Oh, Q Silver's asking if I picked up the 4-figure Robin Crow. I pre-ordered it and it got canceled. And when it got canceled, I was like, if I see it, I might pick it up because I really kind of want to have that Batmo Beast like on a flight stand, like in the air, and like having a bunch of guys like hanging off the back, getting thrown around. And the Robin Crows might make the most sense to be the ones like flying off the back of it. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I got so many guys. I don't need to army build anybody. I got a good crow. I like the kind of like the Robin King even more than the crows. So it didn't. I don't need it. Yes. We're gonna have a devastating fallout. We're gonna form our own image, grow together, have devastating fallout when we're all rich and stop talking to each other. That's true. Martin, I don't need a lot of money to stop talking to you. Okay, so we got this down here. I guess the real question, which I haven't even solved yet, is how to attach it. Because I got some of the sticky tack, but this stuff is greasy. You know what I mean? I don't want this like the greasy stuff of this to kind of leach onto this guy. I don't know. I don't know how he's going to attach it yet. What I kind of need to make is maybe fix some sort of hook to his back, which I could probably just do with like a paper clip. Prodigy 223, what is up? Scott Knight. To be honest, this might be the motivation I need to get off my ass and finish the story I've been making. Good, do it, man. Look, like you have to finish. You have to cross the finish line. Whether it's good, whether you even like it anymore, whether whatever, whether you're moved on, you've got another idea and you like that one more. Finish the thing. Just finish it because you have to do it for the thing to be a thing. Whether it's a book or a comic or a short film, you got to finish the thing. Whether it's good or not is secondary. You have to finish because you have to practice finishing because that's the hardest part. We can all start a bazillion projects and it's going to be great. It's going to be the best idea ever. No, not if you don't finish and not if you don't know how to finish. You have to cross the finish line. You have to train yourself to cross the finish line. And I'm saying that because I need to hear it as as bad as anybody else. Poster tack. Poster tack. I don't have any poster tack. You know what? Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna grab two little. Well, I'm just gonna grab my art supply box. Hang on. Prodigy 223 is asking, what are my thoughts on the new Batman film? I think it looks pretty dope. I don't know. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but I've been through. I was too young before. I was too young to absorb any of the Michael Keaton backlash. But when Michael Keaton was cast as Batman, there was huge backlash because they're like, "What? This guy's Mr. Mom," I mean, rightfully so. It was a weird casting choice, and still kind of is. but he's also iconic now. Well, and then Michael Keaton wasn't going to do the next one, so they cast Val Kilmer, and everyone was like, "What, Val Kilmer? What are they talking about? He's terrible." And then it was Christian Bale, and they're like, "Christian Bale, he's some British guy. Who cares? This sucks. This is going to be shitty." And then they cast Heath Ledger, and they're like, "Who? What? Heath Ledger? He's some dreamy hunky. He's going to be the Joker. This is stupid. I'm out of here. Never going to watch this movie." And then they cast Ben Affleck, and everyone was like, "Ben Affleck, get out of here. He sucks too." And then every single one of these obviously have like people go crazy over them and love them. So when people are just like, Robert Pattinson, blah blah blah, I I've heard this story too many times, so I'm not. I'm just like I don't want to have. I'm just not going to have extreme feelings about it at all until I see it, and I hope it's good. And the trailers look pretty badass. Visually, it looks really uh, incredible. Like, looks like a good looking movie. But man, 3 hours. It's gonna be 3 hours. You know what? That. For some reason, that reminds me of. For some reason, I remember the first time I saw Dark Knight in theaters, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that the trailer for Zack Snyder's Watchmen played before the Dark Knight in theaters that we saw opening night, and that trailer for that movie was so good that I couldn't even enjoy Dark Knight at all. The first time I saw Dark Knight, I was like, whatever. It was kind of long. I don't know. Watchmen though, uh, and obviously Dark Knight's amazing. But that was my experience. Oh, you know what? Martin, actually, I was thinking about the Snyder stuff we were kind of talking about last time. I just had a hard time articulating kind of what I felt about Zack Snyder because it's not like I don't like him, but anyway, I think my feeling about Zack Snyder is I think he's an Elseworlds director. Those are the kind of stories he wants to tell. He wants to tell. He wants to do Dark Knight Returns. He wants to do, kind of some of these other stories that aren't exactly like what I think just the DCEU status quo should be. I think Zack Snyder should make Kingdom Come, the movie, and not the main line DCEU. I just don't think. I think his movies are cooler and more interesting when he's like a little freed up and doesn't have to juggle the whole big picture. Prodigy, you remember that trailer during the Dark Knight? Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. One of the things I loved about it, the song was from Batman and the song they used in the Watchmen trailer was from the movie Batman and Robin, the soundtrack, which we all know was dog shit. So it was like, it's not dog shit. It's super watchable, but it's very bad. It's a bad movie. So the whole like the very self aware sort of using that kind of existing pop culture thing from existing superhero movies really felt like a strong sort of like commentary. The same way the original Watchmen was a commentary on comic stories that came before it. That felt like it felt smart and cool. Vartan is saying your problem with the new one is it's just another origin. What are the odds it'll be superior to Begins? Not very high. I agree. So it's like, what exactly is the point? Nolan covered the realism take already. That's kind of mostly what I agree with. We'll see if it ends up being a real origin. I don't know. I don't know much about it, so I don't know if it's going to cover that. It is going to be pretty tedious if it is just another origin, because we've just seen it too many times, and that's kind of what I thought really worked about how they brought Spider-Man into the MCU. They just said, yeah, You don't have to see it again. We don't have to watch Uncle Ben die again. Ooh, Vartan's making a great point about Watchmen. It says Watchmen is an almost perfect film. The only problem is the ending, not because I'm married to the giant squid, but because the world wouldn't unite against Manhattan, it would unite against America. It's a great point. Um, yeah, I actually completely agree with you. But although I will say I kind of am married to the giant squid, and Watchmen HBO series proved you could do the squid and it would work, and it did work, and it was scary and awesome. So, and the Watchmen movie ended up being a little too slavishly recreating the comic. I should have taken more chances and been its own thing a little bit more, because like I said, the using the Batman and Robin, the putting the nipples on Ozymandias' costume, it's referencing superhero movies that did come out in the world that we live in. It's very like smart, really channeling the spirit of what Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons were doing. Yeah, and then it's again to the HBO show. I think also show that you could do something different, still kind of honor the source, but not have to do exactly what the source did. That's that's my take on the Watchmen movie. Yeah, everybody wants the squid. The squid. Yeah, the squid's the whole thing, guys. It's not really the whole thing, but I'm making a big stink about it. I insist on a squid. All right, here's what I'm thinking. I cut down this paper clip. My thought was to try to affix it to this, and then the clip would hang over his belt. Q Silver saying the HBO series is so great. I'm glad there's not another season to ruin it. I kind of agree. Yeah, leave it be. I mean, there's still some questions. I'd love to know what's going on, where Night Owl is, and what the corners of the universe that they didn't explore. I would love to see what that team came up with. But man, that show is fantastic, really fantastic. At the end, the last episode, I think it kind of fell apart a little bit, but Vartan is talking about my man David Hayter writing the script for Watchmen. Yeah, he also wrote X-Men, right? The first. Did he write the first two? Did he write one and two with? Did he write the one with Nightcrawler and stuff? D Sniper. I want to see a Three Jokers movie with Defoe, Nicholson, and Phoenix with Army Hammer as Batman. That actually sounds really awesome. And did you know? You probably know D Sniper. Then that Army Hammer was gonna be Batman in George Miller's Justice League movie. That was years ago, long time ago. But man, that movie would have been hype. I'm wondering if the Batman BT 332086 is saying, I'm wondering if the Batman will have the supernatural type characters this time around, like a Clayface or a Mr. Freeze, whereas the Nolan films were more hyper realistic. I don't think so, man. I don't. I'm not expecting the supernatural, magical realism characters to show up in this new. That's a reason I'm kind of. I wish they would kind of break the grim and gritty, hyper realistic mold a little bit, because I think I just want to see Clayface and Mr. Freeze and shit. Like I don't need it to be, oh, this is a Batman where you he buys his capes. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a metaphor. Black Mantle, yes, Peacemaker is awesome. And actually, I just saw a bunch of Peacemaker figures at Target. It'd be a good time to pick them up. And if you saw that video with the custom guns, yeah, Peacemaker is a great show. I wish they would make yeah, Vigilante and like maybe some of the other figures from that or characters from that show. If I make an S shape with the if I make an S shape and then I don't have to attach it to the Martin, thank you. Although I don't want to see the. Let's see here. Oh, Q Silver is asking. Speaking of Clayface, how do I feel about the Mega Fig? I think it looks pretty awesome. I wish the face was maybe a little bit more animated series, a little more wide, if that makes sense. But the shape is pretty much there for me. The sculpt is actually really cool. The more details I see of it, like he's got these little kind of spikes, not quite spikes, but they look like little ripply, dripply kind of things poking up. The way he did in the animated series episode when all the TVs start going on and he's like kind of becomes unstable and can't control himself. So I like how it's like realistic, but kind of has little throwbacks to the the old. Oh yes, Black Mantle. I want Eagly, Peacemaker, and Eagly. Yes, and Vigilante. Vigilante's ridiculous. D Sniper, this is interesting. D Sniper says, I think the pitfall of the Nolan films is that he did Batman as realistic, but forgot that Batman inhabits a world of superpowered beings, and all of the villains were basically just terrorists. It's an interesting point. I think it was, um, I think the worst one of the worst things they did in the Nolan trilogy is I think they kind of confused. They got a little confused about Bane, and they liked this idea of Bane being maybe somebody who's oh he's right. We should maybe kind of fight back against the system and stuff. And like it was coming out when Dark Knight Rises was coming out, like Occupy Wall Street was going on at the time. So it was like, oh, okay, maybe there's some stuff to say about like, you know, um, fighting back at the 1%, and then the movie just kind of has like it's Bane does have a compelling point, but he's also just a pawn, and also the city's not like on his side; they're just afraid of him, and then Batman just teams up with the cops, and like I think they wanted to juggle some really interesting ideas there, and didn't didn't gel, just didn't gel together. Vartans, you're saying they just wanted Ray Shao Ghul to come back, but they didn't want him to be an immortal, so they just made Bane like the mouthpiece kind of for the same stuff Ray Shao Ghul would say. That's interesting. Maybe. Yeah, right, right. Martin saying Rises was a shock to the system because the first two were very lore accurate. Then Bane, who isn't Bane, Robin, who isn't Robin, just went right off the rails. Yeah, that's a good point. Hang on, sorry, I gotta catch up here. Oh yeah, Leif is saying, wish Clayface had some swappable weapon hands. Uh, hard agree with you there. Big time agree. He needs to have spike ball or mace, and he needs to have a like hammer or blade, like yeah, Carnage hands kind of. Yeah, he really, really needs it. Yeah, Barton's saying, yeah, wouldn't be surprised to see variants of Clayface with different weapon hands. I think you're probably right. Dom Life is asking, were the broken Batman Year 2 arms like that in the package, or do they break easily when posing them? Well, let's see. All of the above. Because first, this is cracked right there. I recorded that review for like 45 minutes. Didn't notice it. Didn't notice it. So if you think my reviews are good, they're not. I'm an idiot. Didn't even see this. And then in the review, this broke. The glue broke. So this came off. So what I did was I put glue in there, and I put it in a vise and let it sit for 24 hours, and it worked. And it's great. It worked so well, in fact, that sometimes when I pull this arm out, the bicep peg comes out now. So the glue, I fixed the glue, but now the peg comes out. It was a nightmare. Nightmare. I had to get another one. And the other one had no QC issues at all, and it's a delight. And now I kind of have this like one to kind of beat up on and like mess around with. So I ended up okay. But yeah, I mean, if you, dude, spend $50 on a figure, really stoked to get it in the box, and as soon as it comes out, it breaks. I wouldn't fault anybody for just saying for walking away. Seriously, like it's a really disheartening experience, especially when they made us work so hard to get one of these things, put us through so much freaking heartburn over it. Sorry, catching up here. Yeah, oh, I love that idea of Black Mantle. Mr. Freeze miniseries where Batman plays the villain. Yeah, that's a great. And I mentioned it. I know I mentioned it last time we were doing a live. The Mr. Freeze episode of the Harley Quinn cartoon. A very good Mr. Freeze story. Liked it. I liked it a lot. Okay, so. Oh yeah, D Snipers. You took you out of the movie when Bane smashed that like concrete column. Yeah, yeah. BT 32086 still enjoyed The Dark Knight Rises, but it is the weaker. Yeah, I like. There's a lot of things about it that I do like. I think overall it's kind of a not good, but there are a lot of great elements of it. Selena is really great, especially her first few scenes, kind of before we see her as Catwoman. Really dynamite Selena Kyle stuff. Oh, Automan, Titan Joker. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna look at it. I don't know though. I don't know. Something about it. I think it. I think it's the paint. It looks like that weird sort of marble plastic, like the Devastator, the 2-pack Devastator that kind of didn't quite look right. So I don't know. I want to see that Titan Joker, but my expectations are kind of low for it. Which, by the way, that's just my advice for like anything basically that you want to like. Just don't come in with low expectations, and then you'll just be pleasantly surprised. Oh, this is good. Just yeah. I don't know if having low expectations makes you an easy mark, or if it's actually the only smart way to go into anything anymore. Oh, Black Mantle finally gave in to Vartan talking about gargoyles, and he bought Goliath. But there's some QC issues. NECA, man. Sorry. Your Lex Luthor's arm broke. The bicep peg, I haven't seen that on anybody. That sucks. Legend of Light, I have not read that Mr. Freeze one shot. I grabbed it and then I realized that Sean Murphy didn't draw it, and I was like, I don't want to read this right now, and I just never picked it back up. But I need to. I'll check that out. Life, yours just arrived. Oh my god. I hope it. I hope really. I truly wish you no breaks, buddy. Let's see. Oh, Q Silver, you want to get a Devastator? I think you got to get the that solo one. The 2-pack one does not look right. I mean, if that's the only one you can get, it's all right, but I don't think it looks as good if you can find that original. Black Mantle, yes. Dark Knight Rises tried to do too much, felt like a montage, not a movie. Completely agree. Completely agree. A lot of really cool ideas too. I wanted to see all that kind of that like Occupy Wall Street stuff kind of coalesce, but it just didn't. Plus, and also just like it was too much. I mean, let's see. After the Dark Knight, he just stopped being Batman. So he was Batman for like a year, and then he stopped. Um, okay, so he has to come back out of retirement, and then he does, and then he gets put in prison, and then he's got to get out of prison. It just feels a little redundant. He's got to come back twice. He has to come back from retiring, and then he has to come back from prison. It's redundant. It's tedious. What else? The Catwoman thing also kind of just ended up being just confusing messaging. You know what I mean? Like they wanted to have this world where Bane was right, and he actually had something compelling and interesting to say about society, and maybe you know maybe there is a strong argument for anarchy or whatever, and then but then I don't know, but then the city wasn't on Bane's side, um, or like Catwoman and like there's a she wants to shake things up with all the rich people of Gotham City, and nothing really comes out of that either. It just I don't know. Oh, D Sniper saying, what about the rumored Killer Croc from Mcfarland? I haven't heard the rumor, but I mean, I'll take one, and they need to make one. They need to make several. They need to make. Um, Actually, the design I really liked was the Arkham Knight one. I don't like the Arkham Asylum. Um, I just saw somebody post. Man, I'm sorry, I don't have the thing. I'll try to look this up and post it because I saved the whatever it was. I think Instagram. Somebody made a custom Leatherhead, like Ninja Turtles Leatherhead, and it's like the coolest Killer Croc figure that you've never seen. Just the proportions of it, man, it was killer. They talk about Mega Fig Croc and Man Bat coming, but nobody knows what version. Yeah. Oh, Tank Coat's coming in with a full blown wish list. Green Arrow, Black Canary, Shazam, Zatanna, Aqualad, Miss Marsh, and Connor Kent. Plastic Man. Yeah, dude. You know what? Plastic Man's in my top 5 wish list for sure. Hot Girl Guy, yeah. Huntress. Arkham Knight Prodigy. You're saying Arkham Knight's your personal favorite Batman, like the figure or just the design in general? I'm still messing with it. I'm working on this, guys. It's coming. The design in general, Prodigy, yeah, for Arkham Bat, yeah. It's a good look. I think it's the best design costume of the Arkham series. the game series. All right, here we go. Here's the shape of the little cut piece of paper clip that I made. And you'll see that this has a little hole in it. You see the orange poking through there? All right, I'm gonna just feed this through here. It's not gonna be perfect, but all right. And I don't love this little guy sticking through. I do something about him eventually, but let's see. Not bad, not bad. Hang on. Let me try this other side. What do you think? That's tight. That's pretty cool. You like that? Just hangs in there. And then the nice thing is, because I haven't like glued anything down, I can just switch this if I wanted to flip it. Like in the movie, it's pointing up because he's about to be brought up by it. Yeah, does that look a little more classic just because of the configuration? Although really, maybe it's. Hang on, let me do this. Either way. Maybe the other way was better. I really appreciate you guys saying so many positive things about Drop Shadow. But man, I can't wait to share with you some of the other ideas I've got for comics because I think they're even stronger and they're less just a parody of a kind of an existing IP and more their own kind of fully formed ideas. Yeah, I think that's the way. I think that's it. That's pretty good. I don't love the little metal coming poking through, but I could trim that back. Yeah, you guys are talking about Constantine. That's probably my number one wish list. And again, I'll take a few of them. I'll even take the Keanu one, frankly. Uh, Constantine, the movie. I know Keanu is not anything close to what he was like the comic Constantine, but I still think that's one of the best DC movies, frankly, to date. Yeah, snip that little metal hangy outy thing. Pretty tight. Yeah, Burton, let's get some stuff made, dude. Let's do it. I'm down. I mean it. I mean, it's just it's the time that it takes to do it is the big thing holding us back. Pretty tight. Yeah, I like that. That makes me happy. Oh, there's an animated movie of Constantine. Is that on HBO Max? All right, Tankcoat's saying there's an animated Constantine. I'll check that out. I don't watch the animated stuff, not because I don't like it. I just never think to check it out. Oh wait, who are you guys talking about? Parallax and the rest of the beings who live in power batteries, megafigs. Yeah, yeah. More lanterns. Bronze tiger. Oh shit! It's been 2 hours. Yeah, Barton. I want to know what you're working on. Good stuff, man. All right, guys. Good stuff. We got laid some groundwork here. We're able to give some people some good pep talks. Finish your ideas. Charge money for your work. Fury Toys. Otto's saying Fury Toys is doing Killer Croc. Who's Fury Toys? I'm not familiar with them. Yeah, DC does kill Marvel on animated features. They got a lot of stuff out. All right, guys. I think it's about time to wrap it up. Been at this a couple hours. I have to actually go do work that will hopefully give me money. And if I get more money, then I can do this more. That's the way things go. That's life. Oh, Fury is a third party. Fury Toys. I'm gonna check that out. Fury Toys. Oh, and Rob's Pippin Road. If you're still on here, I'm gonna check out your post. I just don't somehow got in here without my phone. Tankcoat saying, "Who got the best action figures, DC or Marvel?" The thing is, truthfully, that I have more attachment to more Marvel characters than I do DC characters. I just have better. I have more knowledge of them. I have more experiencing reading more Marvel stories, and kind of go back a bit further with them. But I don't like a single one of them nearly as much as Batman. So that's. I mean, I'm buying these. I'm buying Multiverse, and I'm not buying Marvel Legends. So who's got the better figures? I mean, that's up to you. But I'll tell you who I'm buying. I'm buying this guy, even though I'd probably rather have Iron Man, but I'm buying this, so what does that tell you? Um, oh yeah, yep. So, yeah, one more look at this guy. Thanks for the help with that. Thanks for the idea, Varden, of the paper clip with the S shape. I had the paper clip, I just didn't get all the way there, especially since this has a hole in it. So, other than cutting this thing down to size, the getting it fixed on here is no. You don't have to do any permanent mods. Oh, seven. Yeah, I would wish I would rather get 7-inch Marvel figures like this man this good. I'd be getting them for sure. Legend of Light's heading out. Yeah, I'm about to head out too. Anybody got any last minute things? Let's take one more tangent that I can go off on. What do you got? What do you got? Give me something good. Okay, Barton, I'm gonna get back to you, bud. Yeah. I got a couple doozies that I think you're gonna really feel strongly about. I hope. I mean, if you think Drop Shadow's like cool and funny, yeah, these other ideas I think will. Yeah, blow your hair back. So hey, thanks, man. Thanks for all your input. Really appreciate you participating. Um, Great perspectives. All right, guys. I think that's it. Unless somebody just drops like the most incredible question or comment that I've ever heard in my life. Anybody here wants a movie? This is it. Gabzilla's got it right here. Anybody here also wants a movie? Batman wave? Yes. Keaton, Kilmer, Clooney, Bale, Batman. 100%. I'm here for all of them. I will take every. I'll take every Val Kilmer character. Any Schumacher. I'll take all the Schumacher characters, dude. I don't care. Those movies are kind of clown shoes, but they're also kind of awesome, and the designs are out of sight. Automan, hey, good talking to you, bud. Appreciate you hanging out. Yep. All right, that's it, guys. Movie Batman. I want them. I want them all. Not just the Batman. I want all the characters from Legend of Light. The select stuff. It's cool. It's nice. I do prefer 7-inch, but I don't really buy them all. Oh, Vartan with a great point. Can guarantee we're getting a Keaton for the Flash movie. That's a great point, actually. Wow. I hadn't even thought that far ahead. Yeah, Legend of Light. Oh, Marvel Select. Sorry. They look good. They look better than Legends, but yeah, I don't pick any of them up. It just it would be hard to start. Yeah, they don't blow me away enough to like start picking up every single character that I want, you know. So it's just. I mean, this is the thing about this multiverse lineup. It's exactly what I was craving. Um, just great quality, look good, great articulation, feel nice in hand, 7-inch shelf presence, and Batman. So that was enough for me. And you know, because Legends, I've seen so many of them that I'm like, oh, that looks awesome. That looks super cool. And it comes out, and I see it on the shelf, and I'm like, no, not gonna spend $20 on that. Looks like ass, you know. So that's yeah, that's it. All right, guys. Much love to all of you. Very good hanging out with all of you. Looking forward to doing it again very soon. And yeah, if you're interested in Drop Shadow, at dropshadow.cc on Instagram. Check it out. All right, Leif. Hey, appreciate you, man. I will talk to you all later. Black Mantle, everyone else that was Dom Life, Tank Coat, Prodigy. Really, really appreciate all of you guys hanging out and participating. And yep, that's it. Goodbye. Goodbye.